Thank you. Good morning to all. You heard already Christina Russo, for whom I have the pleasure to work for and to work with her, because she is leading what we're doing in Europe on advanced materials. I felt it would be important to introduce to you what we have in mind, and I would like to take the perspective of what we have in mind with this future partnership. A partnership with industry. So a partnership also with industry here. And one of the previous speakers said, well, the purpose of this conference is to underscore the interest. I think what I would like to give to you is not that you take it home with you to summer holidays and think afterwards. You have to start acting now. Because this is an agenda which is really moving very, very fast. This is not an announcement of policy. It's an announcement of concrete actions like starting a journey. But the train has left the station. That's the message of why I'm here. So it's very timely that you're coming. And maybe we'll start with something very basic. Why has the European Commission starting this agenda, this policy issue? So we have not to talk about document numbers in European Commissions. What's the issue? What I heard a lot in the past, advanced materials are everywhere. But we are living in the world of strategic dependencies. Our supply chains are completely up and down. Everything is changing. So we can no longer afford, well, it's great we have advanced materials. Somehow they play somewhere a role, because everywhere might actually mean also we don't know what we're doing with them. So Europe needs to look a bit into the needs for advanced materials. Because we believe there is an increasing demand we can expect for advanced materials. Be it that we have to replace critical raw materials, be it we have to build the so-called Green Deal. If you're embarking on storing hydrogen, if you look at smartphones which should no longer be connected to the grid, but there should be a system of energy harvesting, this all needs new materials. There will be increasing demand for advanced materials. So we no longer have the luxury of saying, you have an idea, come to me, and then we see. No, we need to think differently. We need this, we need this, we need this. And this is what is this journey about. The policy tool we use for this is a communication of the Commission. February 2024 we released it. And in this communication we embedded also the idea of a partnership and innovative materials for EU. So what I will try to do now is to actually not go through all these pillars, but try actually to give you a perspective. If you were in this partnership, what's going to happen, which role you will actually play. And the communication has, somehow you need to build a communication, so we have 5 pillars. And I was actually underscoring this time where I would like to focus on. So I will start with the partnership, which is about capital and financing. I will also come later on that we work with the member states. So it's not just a European agenda, it's also an agenda with the individual member states. We will start talking also about an advanced materials academy we would like to set up. Skills for people, because we have a drastically changing world. What does this mean for students? What does this mean for the workforce? And then I would like to spend some time, not on the world of Google, but on digital infrastructures. How can you actually accelerate the design of advanced materials, which is the future of the 21st century. Let me start for those who do not know what a partnership is. So a so-called co-program partnership is something where the European Commission makes a memorandum of understanding with the industry. It's a memorandum of understanding where we expect the industry to indicate to us, how do you see the future research needs? How do you see the future innovation needs? Give to the Commission a program so that we can consider whether to fund it under the work programs under Horizon Europe. What we need in this regard is indeed that the European industry is organizing themselves. So what is happening in these classical situations, they're setting up a private association. And this is currently happening. That's why I'm here. So you should not start thinking about this after summer holidays. I will come back to this. On advanced materials, there will be a new private association which will be set up, and it's happening this week, this month, in October. It should be there. So again, for you to reflect whether to join such an association. It's a partnership which we'll fund then under the cluster Digital Industry and Space. So we're working in parallel already on the work program for 2025 on topics. So this association is not only busy with reaching out to people like you. They start developing strategic research and innovation agenda, they discussing with us topics and many other things as well. So again, do not wait for summer holidays. These people are working and it's really going on. But the basis will be a memorandum of understanding. And you, as an industry, would join such an association, a private association to be set up. Now let's be a bit more concrete, and I start this time on the right side, the steps in 2024. What industry has to do is to make a concrete partnership proposal. We call it a guidance, and develop a SRIA, Strategic Research Innovation Agenda, and the people are working on it. This agenda should have an impact on the work program for 2025, which we are working with currently with the member states. The work program for 2026, 2027, so actually for 3 years. The work program for 2025 is very much advanced, but if you ask me when we will start for the work program 2026, 2027, before the end of this year, it will start working. You have a representative, I think, here from the Future Partnership who will, I'm looking at Elmar, he might be here. Yeah, you are. He will talk later on much more what is going on. There's one point which I would like to stress. For us, this is a kind of partnership where we are not going through the classics. The classics is you have a large community, the community comes with some good ideas, and then we fund. We would like that this partnership actually delivers more. And one of the ideas we are currently actively discussing, we have also the European Innovation Council. The European Innovation Council is funding startups, but also innovative SMEs. We are currently working with the European Innovation Council to put something for an innovative SME in the so-called Accelerator program. The partnership we are planning, what I heard so far, actually quite positive about it, because it would be for them a great opportunity that the Commission supports an innovative SME, also with equity, and then it can go into the ecosystem, which this partnership would reflect. So it might be a big company, you're not sure whether you would like to cooperate with an SME, but the public side will come on and will start funding such innovative SMEs, and then you say, oh, that's interesting, I've actually have to take no risks, the public side will take the risks, and then they bring these innovative SMEs to me. That's the plan. As indicated, we would like to have a new association in October, and the key players have been mentioned, the Advanced Materials Initiative, the Graphene Flagship, and I must admit, I'm looking a bit at you, I think it's good to see you. We have nearly weekly meetings. If you think it's all going smooth, it's very intensive. Very, very intensive, because we give one message to this partnership, and that's also important. We would like to focus on industry needs. We are not distinguishing, is it about composite materials, or is it about nanomaterials, or is it graphene? What are the industry needs? And then the researchers have to come in. I have a great idea on 2D. It can make a real difference. I have a great idea on nanomaterials. This is how the system should work. We are very much hoping also that this association will have newcomers. They are planning up to 100, even more companies to come in. And the door is really open in this regard. I'm sure you will hear more about it. These are the concrete steps, and this is happening. I expect the first draft research event actually end of July, which will be refurbished. I hope there will be a kind of public consultation also this year, that you can see it in July and September what is happening. But as I said, it's happening. So for the timing of this conference, it's perfect. It's time to act. Not to take note, it's time to act, to engage. And think there's Tullio Giolio, I think, with whom I've had, and Marco Falsetti. People are here actually to explain and transmit. I'm counting also on Confindustria to play a big role, to be a voice for the interested industry. These are the steps. And so the memorandum of understanding I was referring to should be signed before the end of this year. This is a heavy process. So it's really for your time what you would like to do. What are our expectations? This is a bit more our thinking. Our expectations, this is not a matter for 3 years. If you launch such an endeavor, we have to look also to the next framework program. Because some of you will wonder, an association should be set up, I should pay fees, and after 3 years, it's like the party is over? Not at all. This will be a long-term agenda, otherwise starting a journey. It should be a pace setter. So what we expect also from these partnerships are great new ideas. Not something which you read in academic articles. I didn't want to insult academics now, but really where the industry come in, that's a great thing actually to do. Pace setter. A pace setter for European work programs. The tough side is that if you have a partnership, the public side is ready to invest 250 million euros for 3 years, which is a lot of money. We expect then also from the private side, what are your private investments? And maybe a little excursion that I'm very clear about this. We do not expect from any company a legal commitment and that you have to run now to legal departments. What we would expect really from the industry, where you have public announcements of big research projects and advanced materials, you go public. Or you're working with regional funds. So we actually start investing already in advanced materials. Because we would like to see also not only that we public fund, and then the money goes somewhere. No one would accept this. We need to know what is happening. So what we expect from the private association is to take a moral commitment. Yes, we are ready also to showcase that our member companies are willing to invest into advanced materials. I suppose you're investing in advanced materials, otherwise you wouldn't be here. That's a downside. But here I have to take the perspective of a public investor who stands for taxpayers' money. We don't want to be impressed that we are funding industry and no one knows what's actually happening. So this is the concept of private commitments. But it's not anything legally binding. I would like to underline it's more a moral commitment to indicate, yes, we are ready to engage. We are doing certain things. And there, I think, you have all the framework which is necessary. The other point is, and that you should never forget, we will have a trilateral cooperation. Industry, member states, because we need the member states on very practical aspects. I will come back to this later. But we will work closely. This means also we have topics in the work program where we work more with the member states than actually with the industry. The industry will chip in, but in certain areas we need the member states. I will give you later on a prominent example. How do we structure this whole debate as we move forward? We need to define objectives and priorities, and the 4 areas have already mentioned. I'm very grateful for the strong support of Italy to start on this. I have other member states who said we should look at health, agriculture, but we want actually to discuss with the industry, with the member states, 4 areas where are the real needs, where we need to move, and then we can move to other areas as well. Normally annexes to a document are boring, you never look into it. I can tell you when we're submitting our communication to the political level, they're getting very excited about our annex. Now they see already it's getting very concrete. So what we'd like to have a discussion with the industry and with the member states, what are the needs? And that you will see also in this communication. And we would like to have a common starting point for future research. Circular by design. If you speak about composite materials for aeroplanes and you speak about circularity, you know better what I'm talking about. But it's tough. But this is the way to go. This is where research is needed. We would like to apply also safer system by design, and we need to look at the consequences for manufacturing. What you can do in a laboratory does not mean you can manufacture it. You know it better than me. These are elements we will build in also into the partnership and also to future topics, and we would like to encourage member states to do the same. I will not go through the whole annex, but it shows to you how we're actually listing up for energy, mobility, construction, electronics, what is concretely needed. So it's worthwhile having a look, because we will guide all sorts of partnerships. Your pay-setting ideas, can you build them on these needs? Because you have the knowledge in this regard. I'm just showing it to you, but I think we really want to have a discussion also with industry on this. We will also set up something, and Christina Russo mentioned it already, a technology council, because we would like to engage not only with industry at European levels, a pace setter, but we would like also to encourage member states, what they do at national level, to have an overview, a map, what they are doing on advanced materials. I know this is a very tough exercise, but on the other hand, if you talk about needs, a member state should be able to indicate, am I strong on energy? Am I strong on mobility? Am I strong on construction? Am I strong on energy, on advanced materials, or actually not? That will be also a tough debate with the member states. This should be not seen like a scoreboard, the good pupils, the bad pupils. Europe is about working together. So if one country tells me I'm strong on construction and energy, but not on good on mobility, that's an important signal. Let's work together. Let's look at what we can do in this regard. That's the principle of this technology council, which we will set up with high-level representatives. There will also be industry representatives. There will be a call for expression of interest, hopefully coming out end of June. This is one of our breathtaking activities currently. We will also set up an Advanced Materials Academy. We'll see. I hope we get the support from all the member states. The point I would like to make is the last bullet point, that the future partnership should provide input. What are the future skills need? What needs to be changed? Where are your needs as regards the existing workforce? What are the needs for the future students? We are by no means challenging now the excellent universities, but it's a way actually to update across Europe where we want to go. This is the advanced materials we would like to set up. We're following the models of the Batteries Academy and the Net Zero Industry Academy. The money is reserved. It should be launched by the end of this year, and then we'll start engaging also with the industry represented into this partnership. How do they see their needs for the skill set of their workers? What should be done? It's an agenda for 4 years, and then we'll see whether it will be successful. Last but not least, another point to indicate to you is the following. We hear a lot from big companies that they look at our Californian friends because they would like to design the advanced materials, and they're reaching out to the big US companies we all know, Silicon Valley. How can they help them? And this is something of strategic importance, because now we speak about data, accessibility to data, and not only about digital tools. You may have heard about the European data policy, you may have heard about Gaia X on manufacturing, and we need to start thinking about something similar for advanced materials. You know it better than me, if you start designing and developing a new advanced materials, it's not a matter of 3 or 4 years, it takes much longer. To which extent can the digitization of the design, of the development of advanced materials be accelerated and actually be also hosted in Europe? Because we hear a lot from big industries that would like to deal with US companies, fine, but we need to offer to you a European alternative in this regard. So that will be, in my view, a key rule also for the member state, because it would be very beneficial if member states have it. And if you think it's a crazy idea from Brussels, no, and France and Germany, the debate starts. They have since a few years projects going on. One is Diadem, Diamet in France, the other one is Materials Digital in Germany, where the public side is heavily investing also in terms of setting up databases, focusing on ontology, standardization, taxonomy, and all this, how we can start exchanging data in this regard. This is quite a challenge for the industry, but I'm very much inspired also what you do on batteries, where you actually start sharing data. Some of you may have heard about the Big Map project. And the industry is not keeping the data for themselves. They organize themselves and sharing data, because you need to move fast in the interest of the European Union, of this continent. This will be a big debate which will come up, and I want just to flag it to you, because it's not a matter which you will settle before summer holidays. To come back to my term of the summer holidays, it will take years. But we think this is of strategic interest for universities in Europe and also for the industries in Europe. I think we should not look at Japan or even the United States. The United States universities in Texas tell you we need 100 alloys in a week. Yes, we can do it. Can we do it in Europe? I don't think so. So we need to start thinking about the digitization, and this is really an element where the partnership can contribute, but we need also to get the member states here encouraged to act, and two have already started, but if I may say so, we need more. We need more engaging on this. Not easy, but of strategic importance for European companies. So, this is what I wanted to give you as an insight. To sum up a partnership. The partnership is about to be set up, and a new association will be there in October. So they start thinking about fees, they're thinking about governance, and that will be the inroad into this partnership with which we will work under the work programs. And the budget we would like to foresee are 250 million euros in 3 years, which is not peanuts. It's quite a lot of money. So it's actually of interest for everybody to come in with their views. The outcome should be a memorandum of understanding with this association, and I'm looking forward to see many interested Italian companies also joining this association, but also reaching out to us like you're doing today. Because how we work in such a partnership, it's really two partners. Thanks a lot for your attention. And sorry, I think this is an area where normally I should speak Italian, but on the other hand, it's an area which is customary to research, to trade, and all the languages you use, so I hope English was also okay. Thanks a lot for your hospitality. Thank you very much.